Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real.
Real talk, oh, real talk. All you gotta do is be real with yourself, and everything will be alright. You feel me? Real Talk Radio.
I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is real.
Yo, this is for those cats that's out there.
Very simple answer to one question. Do you hate all white people?
I don't think it's a fair question. The white man doesn't even come into my attitude. Mr. Muhammad teaches us to love our own kind and let the white man take care of himself. For a white man today, sir, after kidnapping millions of black people from Africa, stripping them of all human characteristics and relegating them to the role of cattle or animals, commodity, merchandise that could be bought and sold at will. And then 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, using every type of deceptive method to further us into slavery, called second-class citizenship, I think that it would take a whole lot of nerve for white people today to ask Negroes do they hate
Any way that I can get it, and if I gotta take it, I'ma make it
legal or illegal.
Gotta get it, any way that I can get it, and if I gotta take it, I'ma make it
legal or illegal.
Gotta get it, any way that I can get it, and if I gotta take it, I'ma make it
legal or illegal.
Gotta get it, any way that I can get it,
Let's walk this way.
Is that Prince King? Come here, Prince. What's today's mathematics?
Hey, yo, no disrespect, but we ain't in all of that, son.
Build, destroy. To build is to elevate the mentalities of self and those around self. To add positive energy to every nation. To build, you must first start from the root, which is the knowledge foundation, and add on to the highest peak. To destroy is to eliminate and destroy any and all negativity that enters my cipher of supreme harmony.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Come on, son. Love it.
Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. Yeah, as the description says, we're doing let me just make sure I did this right. We are doing, wow, I don't think that came in right. I said, why are live? I meant to say, we are live. So, I'm not going to even write that right now. What I'm going to do is just do this audit. So, we're getting ready to do a little bit of audit on Donald Trump. And I want you guys to see something. So, we're going to go in my mail real quick and get it out and get it off the screen. Because, like I said, I don't really like people having all our information out there. But I'm going to bring it over to you guys. So, what we have been doing, we have been going over a few little documents on just fraudulent stuff that has been occurring, misleading information that was given by Donald Trump. So, we're just going over the paperwork right now. We're seeing how things are looking with that, and it don't look real good because so far we've gotten close to $2 trillion in frauds. So again, I'm just gonna show you guys better than I could tell you. Let me go here real quick because it's in my documents. So let me just make sure. All right, here we go. All right, so this is going to be called Background on Donald Trump Organization. fraudulent schemes. So this is going to be called Background on Donald Trump's Fraudulent Schemes. All right, so I'm going to bring it over real quick now. Here you go. Give me a second, guys. So here it is. So you and I can go over it together. And perhaps you guys might be able to see something I don't see. All right. So background on Donald Trump organization property schemes. What we're going to do. We can even go through all of this. Because I've just been doing a little bit of research and found out a whole lot of things about Donald Trump's organizations that he's been dealing in. And I want to show you something. So right here, you're going to see prices like this. $90.9 million and $360 million. All right, so let's go over this. Fraudulent, misleading values of properties and other properties. Properties and other assets, values, and associated descriptions presented in the statement of financial condition were fraudulent and misleading. Examples include Trump Park Avenue, New York, New York. This property is included as an asset on Mr. Trump's statement of financial condition statements from 2011 to 2021, with values ranging between $90 million and $350 million in July of 2020 alone. Donald Trump's organization received an appraisal with a value of $84.5 million, but on the 2020 statement on Trump's organization valued Donald Trump's Avenue at $135.8 million. Rent stabilized. Now, do understand, ladies and gentlemen, these are all loans. Rent stabilized units at Trump Park Avenue. Unsold. Residential condominium units owned by Donald Trump or Trump organization represented the lion's share of reported value for property in excess of 95% in some years. Reported value of the unsold residential units of Trump Park Avenue building were significantly higher than the internal valuation used by the Donald Trump Organization for Business Planning, and failed to account for the fact that 12 of the units were rent stabilized. For example, an independent bank ordered appraisal in 2010 valued the rent stabilized unit at $700,000 total. Yet the 2011 and 2012 statement, the rent stabilized apartments at Trump Park Avenue were valued at non-regulated market rates for nearly $50 million total. Ivanka Trump apartment, penthouse A and penthouse B. This bitch got 2 penthouses at Dump Trump Park Avenue. Ivanka Trump's rental agreement she has a rental agreement with her own husband. for a penthouse apartment, penthouse A, independent park in the Trump Park Avenue building included an option to purchase the unit for $8,500,000. We're talking about our tax dollars, ladies and gentlemen, okay? But in the 2011 and 2012, because remember, all of these are loans. They're not talking about, just paying up cash. No, these are all loans that was given to him. In 2012, Trump Organization statements, this exact unit was valued at $20,820,000, approximately 2.5 times as much for the 2013. The unit was valued at $25 million. We're talking about one apartment, nearly 3 times the option price. Starting in June of 2012, Ivanka Trump was given an option to purchase a different, larger unit. She was given the option to purchase. Now, I want you to hear this, because remember, this is all our tax dollars. Let me just get back to that because I lost mine. To purchase the unit at the steep discount off of the value of the statement was included in the lease, in which she was charged a rent payment substantially below the market rent for similar units in the same building. After being repeatedly told by an accountant that it was appropriate to use the higher value rather than the option price, the Trump Organization used $14,264,000 valued for one penthouse. Now, penthouse B, and the 2016 through 2020 statement. Despite this correction, this figure was still inaccurate for multiple statements. However, because in 2016 an amendment to release lowered the purchase price option for Ivanka even lower to $12 million. So, you know what? I'm getting a headache just off of this right now. I want you guys to see how many pages of this I have. So I have a lot of information that I have to go over. I just wanted to share that with you guys because you have this current president that keeps on saying stuff like fraud, waste, and abuse. Background on Donald Trump's organization, properties, and fraudulent schemes. This is the reason why he's bringing it out. He's bringing it out because he's pointing fingers at other people because, he's been busted. He's been busted. It's way bigger than what people are thinking. They're trying to pacify it on the news. All the motherfuckers are basically getting ready to go to jail. So they have to comb it over. The United States of America, they have to comb it over right now until all these motherfuckers are out and all these motherfuckers are replaced. So since Real Talk Radio LLC has been established for the past 5 years, and we have been getting out this information for the past 5 years, we are fully qualified to pick and choose the people that we feel will be the proper people to, keep monitoring over these people. Because, as we can see, Donald Trump and company have done a lot of things. But they like to put other people out there like they've done other things. See, the difference is Real Talk Radio LLC and me personally, I'm at $0 debt. So I don't have to worry about none of that garbage. They do. Now, I utilize the things that we have out here that help us because, I'm a part of the community. And, I don't get billions of dollars or trillions of dollars just handed over to me. In fact, we in our communities can't even go to these banks and ask for $134 million or $300 million or damn near $1 billion. $500 million. Did I just see $500 million? We can't just go to the bank and just ask the bank for $5 million. I mean, $500 million. We just can't do that. We can't just go to the bank and just go ask them. I can't even get these motherfuckers to give me a $2,000 damn loan, let alone, and I have a real good credit, let alone a $1 million, look at this, a $1 million loan. This motherfucker gets $136.8 million in loans and shit. This motherfucker gets $350 million in loans. How is that possible? But we as the regular people, we can't even get loans, especially in our communities. Now, they are opening up stuff for our people now, but it ain't at the capacity that these people have had it for years. And we're talking about over 400 years. Because we can go back further to Donald Trump Sr., and we'll see a whole lot more of the stuff and see a whole lot more of the people who are involved. Let's talk about the Council on Foreign Relations, because a lot of them people are involved too. Look at all the people who are a part of Council on Foreign Relations, and you tell me who are all these people who are involved. Most of them people are world leaders and government officials. And the funny thing is, they act like they fighting up against each other, but they're all sitting at the same tables with each other, talking about wars. Who are they fighting, though? They're only fighting the people who are resisting what they have been doing for the past 400 years. And it's being exposed today. Now, we don't fear them at all. We're just letting you brothers and sisters know this because we know who these people are. So we don't fear them at all. And I want you to get that clarity. We're going to find out all the people who are involved. Now, quite naturally, they might have to take out Donald Trump because he's too big mouth. But that's not going to stop us from getting all you motherfuckers that are involved. And listen to their conversation. They are saying things like, nuclear warfare. That their only solution is going to be nuclear. Their only solution is going to be nuclear. That's exactly what they said. Now, I would love to bring all that up, but for some odd reason, I can't bring it up just now. I will eventually, though. But I needed to share this with you guys. Because, let's get back to it, too. I am opening something right now. Let's get back to it, too. Because as I'm summarizing all of this, and I'm looking at the numbers, I'm just going straight down to numbers. There's been a lot of finances given to Donald Trump without tax dollars. No one is saying this. And they keep talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. He's the main brother that, he's the main person that's out here, and he ain't knowing nothing of my brother. He's the main person that's out here. Look at this. 527 million. 530 million. He's the main person that's out here getting all these loans and putting us in debt. It shows damn near $2 trillion on these pages alone. And I still haven't gone over all the documents just yet. But it shows over $2 trillion alone on these documents right here. And they talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. How is Donald Trump getting all this money for all these properties? And how were all these people that got all these properties and funds, how were they able to get these funds? You know, because they don't give us the funds at all. You know, we got to beg them for shit. And I'm not getting no loans. I'm going to let you know that right now, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is going to come to me through grants because that's what we're owed. We're owed our grants. So I'm going to do it in that form. And how I'm going to do it with the grants is going to be a whole lot better than what these people have been doing. Yeah, these are properties that I'm looking into too, ladies and gentlemen, as well. But I don't want them as a loan. I'm not getting a loan. I'm not doing no loans with America. All our finances are going to come through grants. Because that's how we deserve it. We deserve it as a people. That is the only way they're going to have to give it to us anyway, our reparations. They got to give it to us through grants, not with tax dollars. So grants you don't pay grants back. That's first of all. Those aren't not tax dollars. Those are actually contributions that have been given to America and to all of the world from taxpayers. But it's not tax dollars. You understand that? Those are contributions. I have a few extra dollars. I give my contribution to society. My contribution comes through my work. I contribute all my time. Why? Because I know this is way bigger than that. I'm going to receive my shit regardless. I'm going to receive my shit. Why? Because I'm a noble brother. And I make sure I take care of our business. Just because I pay all my bills and all this other stuff, that doesn't make me a wrong dude or a bad dude. And just because I have other finances coming in other places, that doesn't make me a bad dude. I just know how to manage my stuff. So, and I micromanage my stuff. I have a lot of things in what they would call order. They utilize New World Order. I just use passe. He who has passe during these times of impasse is the new passe. And we're not utilizing that word that they use at all. The only reason why I'm not going to use their word is because I don't want no association with them at all. See, there's a difference. You have your good side and then you have your bad side. So I choose to want to lean a lot more closer to the good side because I've witnessed what the bad side has done. And I don't want no part of it. I don't want no part of them. And the more I detest the shit. I don't like being around people who scheme people. I've been schemed my whole life. So why would the fuck I want to be around people that scheme people? I grew up in the Bronx, New York, during that time when they was burning all the properties out there. Them Jewish people were burning all those properties. And we've been saying this since we've been living in New York. We were living in New York, Bronx, New York, on Tremont, when they burnt all those properties. So you can't tell me shit about Donald Trump that I don't already know. We've been exposing this motherfucker for over 40 years. But nobody wanted to listen to anything we had to say. And now that you guys are listening, y'all want to side with him because y'all all are involved. So that shows me that 77 million people are involved. Because y'all want to keep us quiet. Or you guys just don't now have the knowledge. Y'all just been listening to what you've been told. No, we have evidence. We have proof about what we have been saying. And it's not all video. Nah, we got actually journals. We got over 10,000 page journal. That's why they came in and attempted to burglarize our properties. Because they was thinking they was going to get the seal. Real Talk Radio LLC seal. Nah, motherfuckers, y'all could go fuck yourselves. I told y'all I was already ready. And y'all better be grateful I didn't have that motherfucking katana when y'all came and burglarized my katana through my back door while y'all had me distracted. Because I would have started that shit right then. And you motherfuckers wouldn't be walking out of this bitch right now. And that was in 2002. On June or July 28th. I got the burglary case. So I saw it as the Most High knew that I was getting ready to cut these motherfuckers. So he stopped me from doing it. That's how I saw it. I had because they burglarized my dog too. A dog that was a mastiff mixed with a bulldog that had alligator teeth that I was training to rip through these motherfuckers. So they just better be lucky that, be grateful that the Most High put it in my heart not to fight them that day. Because I was getting ready to go on an all-out World War III for real. I would have started the World War III if in 2022. I would have. And they knew it. So they came to my crib and they tested it. And they had to come real deep. So I'm not worrying about them though. That's the least of my problems. I don't have no problems. See, that's the situation right there. I have solutions. And I've always told people when I was working at different restaurants. I'm a head chef as well. I would tell them, if you're not a part of the solution, then you are the problem. If you're not a part of the solution, then you are the problem. They don't have solutions. They have problems. The more problems they keep investing in more and more problems. We don't want those problems. We don't want none of them. We don't want nothing to do with these motherfuckers, to be truthful. So right now we're going to go to Fox or Live real quick. To live news. We're going to see if these people are getting this information out. Because this is information they should be getting out. We're talking about crimes against humanity. We talk about fraud. We're talking about murder. We're talking about human trafficking. We're talking about all the crimes that they're talking about that they're doing. They are all doing the same crimes that they're talking about. You see how hypocritical that shit is? So right now what we're doing, we're exposing them. Since they want to be on this bullshit and talk about they're doing audits, great. They found out that everything I've been saying has been true. So they know that once we come at them,
find out ways of
it's going to be a motherfucking thing. They're going to always
prevent it
remember
from happening, if you
when it
like,
comes
minimize
to
the
us.
impact of it.
So right now, again, we're doing an audit with
The underlying
my
theme
fault, let me turn this
is
off real quick.
indeed collaboration.
We're doing an audit with Live now from Fox. This is Fox Network. So, we are live. Live. Alright, so I put we are live, auditing Fox Network and Donald Trump. So yeah, so now we are auditing these guys. And as I was saying just a couple of seconds ago, a few minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen, we have proof that Donald Trump has over Donald Trump is in close to $2 trillion in debt. So far. Now, we haven't gone through all the paperwork just yet, but I want you guys to see it. And we also got documentations that prove it too. So it shows background on Donald Trump's organization, properties, fraudulent schemes, misleading values of properties and other properties and other assets, values, and associated descriptions presented. Statements of financial conditions were fraudulent and misleading. Examples include Trump Park Avenue, New York. Let's go. Let's get to the one with Ivanka. That was kind of tripped the fuck out. He's renting properties to his own wife. That shit's crazy, man. He's renting properties to his own wife. I want to get down to that. Because that shit fucking bothered me for real. Alright, here it goes. So, and here's an example. Ivanka Trump's apartment penthouse A and penthouse B. Now these are two properties without tax dollars. At Trump Park Avenue building included an option to purchase the unit at $8,500,000. Now remember, everything are tax. These are tax dollars. This is a loan that they're getting. So $8,500,000. $20 million. So that means they was paying that. $20,820,000. Approximately 2.5 times as much. $25 million. 3 times as much. Now we're talking about just one penthouse. So you got to remember, when you put this type of money or numbers on your taxes, you get a tax write-off. Yeah, so imagine $20 million tax write-offs. $250 million. $75 million. Look, the more I read this, the more upsetting it becomes to me, because I've been to banks and I asked them just for a little tiny finances, and they gave me $1,000. $1,000. That was the most loan I have ever received in my life. $1,000. The moment I realized that shit, I knew this system wasn't for our people. But I had already knew before I went to get the loan. I just wanted to test the waters. So here you have a person who has filed bankrupt, receiving loans at the values of close to $1 billion. And we're not talking about just one time. We're talking about multiple times for years and still going on today. And people are wondering why there is so much tax, so much fraud, waste, and abuse. So yes, he does. He says it because he's exposing himself as being the person who does this. And if you look at Donald Trump's background, you will see that his background on Donald Trump's organization properties and fraudulent schemes has always been out there. Now we're talking about information that has been out here for years. Now I put this on here yesterday because I wanted to show you guys on the information I have. Now, come off here real quick. I'm going to show you. All right. Here are the documents right here. Let's go to them. You know, this is public information, so you could go out there and look for it. They'll show it to you. You know, it's public information. So you as a person, you should want to know this stuff because, you know, we're talking about your tax dollars too. So 77 million people voted for him, knowing this. Now, if they pretend like they don't know this, well, that's on them. But right now, if you're an accessory to the crime, you're a part of it. And since all of y'all are accessory to the crimes because you now have knowledge of it, what are you going to do? Because we're coming after you too, you 77 million people, because you got a president that's involved with fraudulent acts. And since all of you guys are involved with him, guess what? Every single one of you 77 million people who voted for Donald Trump, guess what? Yeah, y'all going with him. So we're going to find you 77 million people. You know, there's 240 million of us. So we can find you. See, this is the great point. See, but we're not coming at you that deep. We're only coming at you one person. And that's me. I'm going to come at you. I'm willing to go up against y'all at any moment, anytime. You are not ready for me. I told you that. I'm light years ahead of every single one of you. This is just basic little information I have. I have a whole lot more information. That's only because I've been shared a lot of things. And not only that, I observe everything. Whether it be true or false, I still observe it just to see the value of what it has. Now, there's certain things that even has falsehood in it that has a little bit of truth in it. So I take out all the little truths out of it and I remove all the lies. And this is what I do. I get the information out to you, brothers and sisters, and I do it as we go. I'm not going to do no editing or none of that. Nah, I want you brothers and sisters to see exactly what I'm doing. This is why it's called Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. Because I like doing things as I go. And show you brothers and sisters, hey, look, there's nothing I have to hide. What am I hiding? People know I got domestic issues. I'll beat the fucking shit out of your ass. So people already know that. People know that I invoke my Second Amendment rights. They know this. They know that if I wanted to, I would rob the shit out of your ass. If I wanted to, taking my shit back. Yeah, I will do that. People know I will shoot a motherfucker if they get in my face or they pull a gun out on me. Yeah, I will do that. People know I'll cut a motherfucker's head off too if they fuck with me. Yeah, they know this. So there's nothing that I have to hide. I lied too. But I'm not lying all the time. So, no one is perfect. 99.9% of the time, I'm telling the truth. Now, if I were perfect, then I would be God, and I'm not Yahweh. So I would rather say that I'm lying about 0.1% than to say that I'm honest all the time. Because that's some devil shit. And these devil motherfuckers don't know how to admit their wrongs. So I'm showing them. This is the easy part. The hard part is getting past your bullshit ass lies and keeping the shit up. Look at this right here. $90 million to $350 million. That alone just that disrupts, it disturbs me, because all the finances that was given to him and all the properties that was given to him, you mean to tell me he couldn't have opened up a homeless shelter? All that money you got coming in, you want to be more greedy. You're a fucking hypocrite, for real. That's what a hypocrite does. We got $0 debt. We don't ask motherfuckers for shit. We work for our shit. And what we do, we make sure we take care of other people, because our mission plan is to end homelessness and hunger worldwide. So we're working with organizations that are in real estate that want to do this with us. Not everybody that we have already asked about it wants to do this. That shows me they greedy. I don't want no relationship with nobody that's greedy. This is way bigger than that. You eat, we all eat. That's how the world is supposed to be. Not just you eat and everybody else is homeless and hungry. That's not how it operates. And you guys know this. So you have Council on Foreign Relations. Bro, when I say that these people are fucking wicked, they're wicked people. And I don't look at this bullshit because, just like what happened the other day, they wasted our tax dollars and put $2 trillion on the stock market and made it go up for one day. Like that was going to make a big ass change. It really is not. It's showing that they're frauds. And this government is based off of fraudulent acts. But they want to keep coming after people like we can't come back after them. So I want to listen to a little bit of their bullshit today. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to tune off real quick and listen to their bullshit.
But when we're taking a look at consumer price increases, only 6% of the respondents expected no price hike. So obviously, as we indicated before, we're not seeing this as a supply and demand issue. Clearly, it's a pricing issue. And as we discussed earlier, the various sectors are going to be impacted differently than the consumer versus the industrial sector.
I don't want to get too technical here, but as far as maybe risk management and things of that nature, when you talk about the Chinese tariffs there on the U.S., what sort of risk management is there for companies, I should say?
It's really dynamic. First, we're going to see probably inclusion of tariff pass-through clauses in contracts. If we're contracting with you and should tariffs be imposed by either U.S. or China, then we'll have the right.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm saying, I'm doing a audit on Donald Trump, and I'm live right now. You know, you have these bullshit ass government officials that's claiming bullshit. It is what it is. But give us a little while. We're gonna tune back in. We're gonna allow you guys to listen to their bullshit. And we're just gonna just allow you guys to listen to their bullshit. All right.
These are not short-term issue. Obviously, with supplier diversification and contract management, companies could maybe forestall or mitigate some of the impact. But the size of the tariffs right now are what concern everybody in terms of how do we move forward from the level that we're at right now.
All right. Abe Eshkenazi, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here and discuss all of this further. No question, it's a topic that a lot of people will be discussing as we kind of see this back and forth go on between the U.S. and China as the tariffs continue. Anything else you want to add? Anything I missed before I let you go here?
I think the last thing is consumer confidence. And we saw some of the hit take in the pandemic that consumers are, taking a look at their supply chains and wondering, can I get my products and at what cost? And today, I think we're, maybe denting a little bit of the consumer confidence in supply chain. We need to instill that kind of confidence that supply chain professionals and companies can provide what consumers and patients need across the globe.
All right, Abe Eshkenazi there, Association of Supply Chain Management. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here and break it all down. We appreciate it as always.
My pleasure.
And of course, we continue to follow this from each and every angle with the help of our local affiliates as well as Fox. So I do want to send it over to Doug Luzader. He has the latest on the tariffs.
Well, these new tariffs will further erode the trade relationship between the U.S. and China, with this latest round set to hit on Saturday. With so much U.S.-China trade now in doubt, another blow this morning. China raising tariffs on U.S. goods from 84 to 125%, coming closer to matching large new U.S. tariffs.
We had a very good meeting.
At a cabinet meeting at the White House yesterday, President Trump wouldn't say whether Chinese President Xi Jinping is looking to start talks.
Well, I don't want to say who's reached out. I just say that I think it's going to work out. Hopefully well.
China was specifically excluded from Trump's 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs. And this morning, an ominous message from China's trade ministry. If the U.S. insists on continuing to substantially infringe on China's interests, China will resolutely counterattack and fight to the end. Is de-escalation between the two countries even possible now?
Theoretically, yes, but I think it's going to be extremely difficult. For one thing, Xi Jinping has configured the Chinese political system so that only the most hostile answers are considered acceptable.
After a big sell-off on Wall Street yesterday.
Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. I'm going to leave this page up real quick. Perhaps you guys might be able to read it a little bit, or might want to read it a little bit. See if I could. I don't know if you guys would be able to see that, but it should come up really clear. It shows background on Trump organization, properties, and fraudulent schemes. So I'm just gonna leave this on here for a couple of minutes. Well, it'll be for a while, and then I'm just gonna tune back in. But let me just bring it down just a little more so you guys can see it. All right, well. That's as far as we're gonna go right now with it. Come off of that so we don't have to see this stuff on the bottom. I don't know why it went back up. Well, it went back up. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna leave it alone. Alright, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. Plus, I had to do that because you already know YouTube is going to try to flag us for some other bullshit. So I'll just leave it like this for a minute and then we'll go back to them. All right. Yo, 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 live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're on live today. We're doing an audit on Donald Trump, and we're doing an audit on these government officials and government affairs. So right now, again, we're doing an audit on Donald Trump. As you can see, it shows background on Donald Trump organization properties and fraudulent schemes. 1, fraudulent misleading values and properties and other properties. So the schemes are more the part that they are actually using our tax dollars to do this and filing for bankruptcy after they do this so that he won't have to pay those loans back. Just, peep it out, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go back to the screen real quick, allow you guys to pay attention to Fox Network real quick. Let's go back to them. I might just leave this off and just let y'all just watch the shit. All right. Hold on, ladies. I got a phone call coming in. I'll talk to y'all in 1 second. Yo, 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 live on the set. So again, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. As we've been saying, we're doing an audit on an audit for Donald Trump. The title says Donald Trump and government audit. So I'm gonna go back. I see a comment. All right. Yo. That's my little soldier. Let me ride him too. Yo. Young warrior. My young warrior, yo. I see you, man. I see you, young warrior. I appreciate you all the time, my young warrior. All right. But again, we're doing an audit. It's a First Amendment audit. I'm sorry, a Donald Trump audit and government audit. So right now we're on live, but I was showing you guys. I just wanted you guys to be entertained for a quick minute. No noise, no sounds, because I have these ass wipes on these sites that keep censoring us. So I gotta go according to their bullshit ass policies and just their bullshit ass policies. All that other shit just don't mean shit. But policies do not overturn the law, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys need to get out of that stage that y'all are in with policies, because what's going to happen, these laws are gonna bite y'all asses, and they're gonna bite y'all real hard. So again, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC. I think mute sounds so much better when you're dealing with these people. I don't like listening to anything they have to say, because all the shit that they say is bullshit. And notice this right here, blue and yellow, golden age. Yeah, Ukraine has a lot of involvement with these affairs that are happening. And notice this shit right here. See, this is more security detail. This is their way of attempting to put more security detail into play. So this is their scheme. We're talking about their schemes, because we got people they're people out here who scheme. They are schemers. So we have to understand that and identify to it. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to that. Get to it real quick, because I'm actually opening it now. So yeah, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. This has been something I've been getting out for the past 5 years now. All right, let's go to this real quick. I'm going to show you guys. And let me get out of here. I'm going to show you guys right now. Actually, I'm going to go to the other one. The other one is actually look a lot better. And it might be on here. So let me check real quick on here. Yeah, here you go. So this is it right here. Background on Donald Trump organization, properties, and fraudulent schemes. Fraudulent misleading values of properties and other properties and other assets, values, and associated descriptions presented in the statements of financial conditions were fraudulent and misleading. See, he loves to talk about fraud and abuse. Let's look at his fraud and abuse. These people that love to bring this up and they love to point it out, they don't like to have it pointed back at them. See, they attempted to do a audit on Real Talk Radio LLC, and they found out that Real Talk Radio LLC is in compliance, and we pay our taxes. So we don't get nothing. It is what it is. Most of our stuff that we're getting is contributed to us. because we contribute towards society. Our business is worth $2.5 trillion a minute, though. That's what it's valued at. But that doesn't mean I get $2.5 trillion a minute. It just means that the type of business we're in and the value of what we do is priceless. So we value it at $2.5 trillion a minute. But to be honest, there's no value that you can put on us that allow us to buy into any of their bullshit. I'm just giving you an example. I would rather do this for free and expose them than to do it according to the way they're doing it, where you have Elon Musk receiving $495 billion of our tax dollars. You know, I would rather not do it like that. I'd rather do it in a way that's going to help our community in the proper ways, not according to their greed. So they only want to somehow, some way, because I don't believe that 77 million people in America voted for them. I know that 77 million immigrants, illegal immigrants, voted for him. That's for sure. That I know. So them illegal immigrants that are from Ukraine and Pakistan, and you know, you got to remember what they did. And then they opened up the borders to Mexico and Canada. Nah, that was designed. It was all by design. Like they're doing right now. It's called they no longer call it genocide. They now call it re-engineering, social re-engineering. So where it's a Nazi act. It's sort of like what Hitler used to do. But you know what? We're not even going to go down or get down on Hitler for real, because he was attempting to show the people that them same Jewish people who always play the victim are actually the warmongers. They are actually the ones that's out here starting shit and then pointing fingers at everybody else. This is how their system is set up. We're not talking about our people who are the real children of the Most High. We're talking about Jew-ish people, ish meaning want to be like Jews, ish meaning want to be like Jews, ish meaning want to be like Jews. Jewish people do this. Jewish people do this. Come on, let's get the clarity of that, because they love pointing fingers at everyone else. But see, we have proof on what we're saying about them. We don't have to get weapons of mass destruction to prove our point to them. No, we're doing this with words. The truth will set you free. And those who are free indeed. We walk freely because we're truthful. And if they come at us, we know how to handle them. We're not scared of them. See, that's the problem. They think they can scare everybody else. That's called fear-mongering. We don't scare them. When I say I come and go as I please, I come and go as I please. I go anywhere and everywhere I choose to go. And it's not to be boastful, and no. It's because of my spirit. And when people see me, they gravitate to me. Now, I do have problems with people. It's not like I've never been in a situation where I had to defend myself. There's been plenty of situations where I would have to defend myself. But that does not mean I'm scared. Did you hear what I said? I said I defend myself. So it doesn't mean I'm scared. That means I'm not scared. And that means I will defend myself. Now, I teach all my children to make sure they defend themselves. Yeah, I teach my grandchildren to make sure they defend themselves. Don't let nobody put their hands on you, not even the police. Don't allow no one to put their hands on you, not even the police. That's what I teach my children. Because you're not going to put my child in a situation where he's surrounded by a bunch of Ku Klux Klan members that want to kill him. And we know how the Ku Klux Klan is, don't we? Should we bring up their history? Should we remind people the acts that the Ku Klux Klan have done? And the same people who are Jewish people are part of the same thing. Should we bring that back up and remind people? I mean, we're supposed to be getting past all of this, aren't we? So, properties and other assets, values, and associated descriptions presented in statements of financial conditions were fraudulent and misleading. Now, this is Donald Trump. We're talking about Donald Trump, who has close to $2 trillion in loans. And they're talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. The same person that speaks about waste, fraud, and abuse has waste, fraud, and abuse on his resume. Bankrupt. Bankrupt means it's waste. Listen to yourself when you say bankrupt Donald Trump. And wonder why we are in bankruptcy. Wonder why America's in bankrupt. Wonder why America's in debt. Say that to yourself again and over again so that you can really rationalize in your stupid thoughts what you stupid motherfuckers are doing. And then come back to us and holler at us so that we can expose y'all even more. Because this is exactly what's happening. So, again, let's go to again. Background on Trump Organization properties and fraudulent schemes. 1. Fraudulent, misleading values of properties and other properties. So let's get back to this. So now you have these clowns on here, like a clown like this, Sean Duffy. That looks like Sean Duffy's bitch ass. You have Sean Duffy, who purposely set these up. Ever since he's been inside the office, these type of events have been occurring. Is fucking evil ass bitch motherfucker, Sean Duffy. And you can see the evilness in his face. Let's get a closer look at Sean Duffy. Look how evil that motherfucker is. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Look at him. Now let's listen to his bullshit ass words.
I didn't want to move to New Jersey because the reputation wasn't so great. I'm sorry, all you Jersey people. But so maybe the bar was so low. We've loved being in New Jersey. People have been great. It's beautiful. It's not just Newark. It's bigger than Newark. And so we've had a blast of a time. But so when Jeff was calling me, he's like a dog on a bone. He's like, you got to come to the tech center. And I was trying to put him off because I haven't been to South Jersey in the summer. And I'm like, maybe we should go in like July, August. He's like, no, you got to come right now. You got to get on your calendar. You got to come and see the tech center when it's cold out and I can't go to the beach. And so here we are. But he has been a tremendous proponent of the tech center and of the FAA, and he has a key position to fight for this facility. And he has used his voice to make sure that you're protected, and that if there's a conversation to split you up or to send you somewhere else, he made sure that doesn't happen. He's like, no, we're going to stay right here and continue to do the great work that the Tech Center does. Can I just, the FAA William J. Hughes Technical Center for Advanced Aerospace, the renaming, great name, a little bit long, a little bit cumbersome, right? I was like, can we come up with an acronym?
So as we can see, I just put lying motherfucking warmongering bitch.
Oh, there's maybe people don't think we're the sexiest department, but as was mentioned earlier, I think we're at the cutting edge of technology. If you think about the iPhone or the internet and how it changed the world, I think the space in which we work is going to change the way products move, people move, and it's going to be more efficient, it's going to be different, and we want it to happen in America. We want to make sure we innovate and create in America, whether it's drones and drone packages or the eVTOLs or autonomous vehicles. The way people and things move is going to change, and if we don't have good rules in place and great innovation in this country, it's going to happen somewhere else. It's not going to happen because it doesn't happen in America. It'll happen in places like China or India. We want it to happen here. We want the jobs that come from that new technology to be American jobs because it came from American innovators, and making sure that we have smart rules in place so we can maintain safety but allow innovation. And so that's one of the key drivers and one of the reasons why I'm so excited to be part of the department. I'll tell you that when the president called me to give me the job, as I've said this a couple times, but he called and he's like, you know, because I love the Department of Transportation, and he's like, you know, if I could pick any department, it's like, well, but I want to be the president. I want to be the president. But if I could pick any department, I would want to be the secretary of the Department of Transportation.
Oh, yes. I wanted to show you guys this, too. So, if you look right here, YouTube has, or Fox Network has us on slow motion. So, I can't post for another 60 minutes. So, while this dick is up on stage, I can't post on his bitch ass the way I want to. But this motherfucker will be exposed. Sean Duffy is setting up all these aviation tragedies that are happening. Ever since Sean Duffy has been in office, there has been over 100 plane crashes or helicopter crashes or train crashes or things in these matters. Over 100 have been put into play. We're talking about over 100. This is for security detail. This is what they are attempting to do. If you notice these highways as well, this is another thing, guys. They're building these highways so that they can put concentration camps on them. If you notice the walls, they are real tall in certain areas. They are attempting to create FEMA camps. That's why they have FEMA camps and FEMA coffins. That's why they are attempting to hire more people a part of FEMA. We have been telling you guys this for over 20 years, that this has been already in their plans. We are talking about a wicked society, a wicked European society with a bunch of warmongering piece of shits that always have been a part of wars. Why do you think they have so many weapons of mass destruction? Who needs all these weapons of mass destruction when you're supposed to be the most peaceful and friendly country in the world? You motherfucking liars.
Landing, taking off, at the same time changing over the technology. It's really hard, and so no one's done it. And so we've developed a plan for a brand new, state-of-the-art, gold-plated, envy of the world air traffic control system that we want to deploy. I think we can do it in 3 years. Maybe it'll be 4. And we are going to build everything new. And so I've talked to the president. The president said he's on board. Jeff is going to have to help me in the Congress. The Congress is going to have to give us the money. One of the problems is that the Congress doles out money 1 year to the next, one administration to the next, one leadership team to the next. I want all the money up front. I want advance appropriations so we have the money to actually engage in contracts and build this brand new system. And to do that, who do I need? I need all you, right? Good answer. I need you guys, because this is going to be complicated. This is going to be challenging. And so all the bright minds here that work in the tech center, I need your help. We all have to work together because it's going to be a huge undertaking as we try to build something new, but also keep the old system working until we can switch over. And so
yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. Again, now we are going to prove that these people who are currently in politics are criminals. We are going to prove that these like this Hudson River helicopter crash, was actually strategically coordinated by Sean Duffy. Over 100 plane crashes, helicopter crashes, train crashes, boat crashes have happened since Sean Duffy has been in office. Now, their plan is to create these. Their plan are to create these strategically coordinated events so that they can put on more security detail. Now, again, we will fight these motherfuckers for real. We are going to fight these motherfuckers, whether it be physically or whether it be lawfully. We are going to fight them, regardless to either way it goes. We would rather go do it lawfully, but we see that these people are designing to create nuclear warfare because they're fucking criminals, and he thinks this is a joke. Sean Duffy, you're a bitch. I'm gonna let you know that shit right now. Look at me when you fucking talking, you bitch. But anyway, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. This little fucking clown right here, this little dickhead right here, this is a racist ass dickhead right here.
Now, this was
yeah.
As he touched on the latest incidents that happened, we have had two of them that have happened over the last 24 hours. The first one, that helicopter crashing into the Hudson River, killing 6 people. That was a tourist helicopter. The NTSB expected to hold a news conference later on today to provide an update on that one. There is also the one that we are following right now over in Boca Raton, Florida, where a small aircraft has crashed right off of Interstate 95. We are still waiting at this point for an update with more information about that. We are going to head to our final 2-minute commercial break of the hour, but so much more news to get to here on Live Now in a matter of moments. Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. It is 11:57 if you're joining us over on the East Coast, 8:57 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and I'm here for the next couple hours to bring you all of your top stories, live events, and breaking news. Before we get back into the headlines here, I do want to remind you that we are awaiting a White House press briefing. That's expected to start in just about an hour with Caroline Leavitt, and I can tell you most of those do start on time, maybe 5-10 minutes late, but that is slated to start at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch it in full, uninterrupted here on Live Now from Fox. Do want to get back into the headlines at this hour as you take a live look over the Hudson River. Again, we continue to follow all of the latest as more information does continue to develop. We're actually going to check in with our Fox 5 New York team in just a matter of moments for a live update. But the National Transportation Safety Board announced...
Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. So, again, we're doing an audit. It's a Donald Trump audit, government audit. We're also going to turn this into a First Amendment audit, too, because currently Fox Network has their live chat on 60-second slow mode, which is actually an illegal censorship. So Fox Network, your policies do not overturn the law. So you are in clear violation of people's First Amendment rights, and I'm going to prove this right now. So just to show ladies and gentlemen what these people have been doing for the past over 40 years. All right, we're going to copy this real quick. All right, we're going to post this real quick just to show you guys. Then we're going to post it again. Oh, wait. Does it look like they took us off? Let me just see. Because, we was proving it earlier. But you guys were able to see this too. Because it looks like they didn't turn it off. So, again, ladies and gentlemen. So, as you can see, it shows 42 seconds before posting. So, we already know that's a minute slow mode option that Fox Network has used, and these illegal organizations, Jewish-owned organizations, have been using for over 400 years, to be truthful. Yet they've been they was caught a couple of times, and the people that was getting ready to blow their heads off, they wanted to play the victim. Jewish people love playing victims. So let's listen to what these motherfuckers have to say.
I mean, it was in terrible condition when they pulled it out of the water.
Was it split in two?
It was split in two. The tail was removed from the fuselage of the helicopter, but they were able to get the helicopter out. They,
where was the propeller? Was that in a different?
I'm not sure exactly where the propeller was at that moment, but they are still collecting some of the debris from the crash this morning.
So, there's a report out there this morning, I don't know if you heard anything about it, that supposedly this pilot was heading back to the heliport because of fuel issues.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it didn't look like a fuel issue. It looked like something with the tail. Yeah. Right?
So I don't want to get ahead of the investigation.
Right.
This does not look like it was a fuel issue. But again, I do not want to get ahead of the investigation. The investigators are going to have to do their investigation. They're now looking at the fuselage. They're reviewing the footage. They're going to do their investigation, and they'll tell us what happened.
Do these tour pilots have the same rules and regulations as other helicopter pilots?
Yeah, they all fly under the
Because I
same
had heard
FAA.
some kind of report that, some of the news choppers yesterday were not flying because of the weather.
Yeah.
But the tour helicopters.
The tour helicopters, like all aviation, they fall under the rules of the FAA. And so that is also something that will fall under the review, right? Was there issues that they were violating certain rules, regulations, either because of maintenance protocols, because of the weather that they were flying in? That's all something that will come out in the investigation.
For a lot of people watching, you were just talking about it, the issue, the plane that crashed into the helicopter down in D.C. We've seen some other issues, even just down in D.C. yesterday, two planes clipping wings.
A number of members of Congress on
clipping wings. They see something like this, and they're worried. They get worried about what's happening. Do you think that this is more of a unique scenario than some of those other situations that we're talking about? Just your initial thoughts?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, look, there are thousands of these flights that take place every day across the United States. Flying is one of the safest modes of transportation. It remains the same way. Certainly, there's a heightened concern because of some of these recent events. But again, we'll find out if this is something unique, if this is something systemic. systemic, if this is something that needs further mitigation in the future based on the investigation that takes place.
In New York, sorry, Rosetta, in New York, some of these, there's the helicopter pilots and some of them, I mean, they kind of have to coordinate with each other, right? There's not like somebody coordinating where each one of these flights are. That makes it kind of a unique airspace in that sense?
It can be, yeah. I mean, I think that occurs in a lot of places where you're flying, but there are certain protocols in place in order to deconflict airspace, right? About where you can fly, different level elevations that you can fly. But again, that's all stuff, and I know I sound like a broken record, but we're, just over 12 hours outside of this accident. Right. You really don't want to get ahead of, you don't want to, try and get ahead of the investigation and surmise about what may or may not have happened. I think that's why we have some very senior folks at the National Transportation Safety Board, the FBI, Jersey City Police that are doing this investigation, and that will reveal, is this something that is more systemic? Is this something that is a one-off issue? But we will know more as they issue their report and complete their investigation.
And are you in agreement with the mayor that these tour helicopters should continue?
I am always in agreement with the mayor.
Do you have to be?
Get me fired
is it
today?
like this? Is it like this? You're in agreement with the mayor? Like, no, there are some people who think that maybe some of these, tour companies should operate outside of the city.
Look, what I think is once the investigation is complete, we'll see, are there changes?
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, now I just posted that, right? Let me do it again. Let me show you. So let's paste that again. Let's do that again. Watch this. So this is what I'm talking about, illegal restrictions. Where's my post? Where are my posts, ladies and gentlemen? That is called illegal restriction. That is called illegal censorship. Now, again, we're going to prove what we have been saying has been true. Now, people may not tune into what we are saying. People may not be listening to us on here. But that does not mean we're not physically telling people what's going on. And since we get to see a whole lot of people, we tell them directly, because we already know that these networks, these illegal motherfuckers out here who have attempted to implement their policies over the law, they're being exposed. Now you have these companies like Fox Network, who is a private owned entity. They are also CALEA certified agencies. Now, according to their law, they are supposed to obey the constitutional law, regardless to if they are private owned or CALEA certified agency or sovereignty or whatever you motherfuckers claim. You are still required by law to obey the constitutional law. Now, these are the laws. Now, we already know that this has been strategically set up by Sean Duffy and company. You got a lot of these motherfuckers that's out here. They think they're going to keep trying to go up against us with these bullshit-ass sneak attacks. Nah, we're going to come back after y'all. And when we come back after y'all, we're coming back after you 100-fold. So, any weather events that y'all push towards our way is coming right on you guys. It ain't even going to touch us at all. I'm telling you guys this, but y'all don't want to listen. Keep telling y'all guys this. So, yes, if these things are happening, great, let it happen. Because those people are meant to be where they're at. So you have all these different events that are coming up, right? You see this, right? And you notice what's going on, right? So what they're attempting to do, they censor us, which is cool. We're not even tripping about that, for real. Because, again, we'll be out this whole summer over by Southeast Chicago at the National Guard facility. And we're going to be doing an audit on them for war crimes. Because we noticed that the United States Coast Guard had some involvement with these recent bombings that happened in other places. So since they're close to us, we can just go visit them and see what's going on. Now they're gonna play the dumb role, but they all involved with each other, so they can play the dumb role all they want. All these motherfuckers can play dumb roles all they want, but they will be exposed. And these little fucking pussy ass white boys, and I'm gonna call them what they are. That's exactly what they are. Now, there's this other situation that's going on with that young brother, that 17-year-old brother, I believe his name is Carmelo Anthony, out in Texas, where he stabbed that young child out there. The other child, I believe his name was Austin, whatever his name is. Let's think about that Luigi case and the amount that he was able, or their people were able to collect on their GoFundMe account. They have over 500,000 donations that came. Actually, they're working on 1 million right now that donated to that Luigi case. You know, that dude that shot that person in New York and shit. I believe that's where it was at. That doctor or something in New York. He was able, and they don't say much about this either. They don't talk about cutting off his GoFundMe accounts. He was able to collect off of the same bullshit ass people that keep talking shit. These same motherfuckers, they was able to donate over $1 million or close to $1 million to him, but people donating to Carmelo Anthony, they're being ridiculed. They even went as far as attempted to stop his GoFundMe account so that he wouldn't be able to have legal representation. Now you have a felon that has 200 lawyers that has been getting contributions from these same wicked ass motherfuckers. See, when you're talking about double standard at shit, this is what we're talking about when we're dealing with these people. They're double standard. They'll say it's okay for them to do it, but you better not do it. This is the society that we have been living in for over 400 years. A racist, systemic system that has Jewish people who are on the forefront of everything. All news media outlets are owned by Jewish people except for Real Talk Radio LLC and all those other companies that are very few and in between. But we're going to say 99% of all companies are owned by Jewish people. Why is Fox Networks censoring our posts when it comes to real information? I'm going to show you guys again. And we just decided to just come over here and just, to see what they were doing. Because we was putting out some information. And this was just on a whim. When the reason why we even came over here. We just said, let's just come over here and see. So now this has become a First Amendment audit on Fox Network. And Fox Network is clearly in violation. Let me show you. So properties and other assets, values, and associated descriptions presented in the statements of financial conditions were fraudulent and misleading. All right, let's post that. All right, well, it was posted. Let's come off of here. And let's go back to it. Where is my post? That is called an illegal censorship. An illegal censorship. If these motherfuckers are crashing and they dying and shit, they must have said they're getting ready to trick on these motherfuckers. Anytime any of their people start dying, that means they're getting ready to tell on them. So they had to do whatever they had to do to get rid of them. Now, we can't even say that this is even true only because we're out of bodies. This is their way of putting people in underground bunkers and also collecting Social Security and things in that nature. They use stuff like this. This is how these people work. They are warmongering piece of shits. Did you know that your name in capital letters is actually a dead entity? So they already classify us as dead people anyway. When you got your name in capital letters. Yeah. I chose Real Talk Radio LLC and put them all in capital letters for legal reasons, though. Because this is what you have to do when you go to their courts. You got to make sure everything is in capital. That's why it's called the Capitol. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. So let's go visit Donald Trump's fraudulent again. Frauds. Waste, fraud, and abuse. They love talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. Okay, let's go. Since these people love to talk about it, let's talk about it. Background on Trump Organization properties and fraudulent schemes. 1. Fraudulent misleading values and properties and other properties. Properties and other assets, values, and associated descriptions presented in the statements of financial conditions were fraudulent and misleading. Examples include Trump Park Avenue, New York, New York. This property is included as an asset on Mr. Trump's statements of financial conditions. This property is included as an asset on Donald Trump's statements and financial condition. Statements from 2011 to 2021 with values ranging from 90.9 million to 350 million. A bank. Now, let me pause right there. Now we're talking about a bankrupt president that somehow is rich. So in July 2020, the Trump Organization received an appraisal with a value of $84.5 million. Again, these are actually our tax dollars. So whatever he was receiving should have been going back. But remember what they did. They went bankrupt. So now, since he went bankrupt, he can collect all these finances and, get away with it pretty much. It's not legal, but this is basically what he's attempting to do. This is fraud. These are federal offenses. So that's what they're attempting to do. They're attempting to, allow them to get away with it, but let them get away with it, but nobody else can do it no more. This is exactly what they are doing. So but on the 2020 statement, the Trump Organization valued Trump's park. So they went from 84 to 0.5 to 135 million. Now, again, these are our tax dollars. I want you to make that very clear. Don't think he was able to receive these funds without taking them from our taxes. Everyone else, whoever went into one of his properties, they had to get a loan. These loans are coming off of us. And then they file bankrupt. rents to stabilize units at Trump Park Avenue. Unsold rental condominium units owned by, now they were unsold, Mr. Trump or the Trump organization represented the lion's share of the reports. So he was collecting finances on empty properties as well. And they talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. They're trying to stop the waste, fraud, and abuse after they get all their finances and then say everybody is committing waste, fraud, and abuse. See how the system is working right now? So what they do is called chaos and confusion. They attempt to cause chaos so that they can attempt to put their order into play. That's why it's called the New World Order. That's why I've been saying ignorance of the law is not an excuse. He who has passé during these times of impasse is the new passé. This is what we were talking about. We were clearly talking about the order. Passé means order. Impasse means disorder. So since Real Talk Radio LLC is at $0 debt, Real Talk Radio shows we have passé. And we can prove it. That is why Real Talk Radio LLC is in good standards with the state of Illinois. And you can look us up. Real Talk Radio LLC in the state of Illinois. And you will see that Real Talk Radio has been in good compliance. Now, we went through a situation because these same people attempted to burglarize us and has attempted to try to put us into debt. We were able to overcome that. I don't mind going out in the streets and being homeless in order for me to prove a case. Because it shows that these people have been targeting me. So I don't mind that. Because I already knew it was coming. See, that goes to show you how cowardly these people really are, because they're going up against someone who is unarmed, that can actually beat their ass unarmed. I'm military trained too. I have shogun abilities. Yeah. I use the sword for a reason, the katana for a reason. I love this katana. The katana can cut a tank in half. So look, I want to learn as much as I can right now off of that. Because I'm going to be cutting tanks in half if I have to. But see, it's not going to be necessary because these cowards ain't even going to come towards me that way. Because they already know. They can only come at me 10,000 deep. And even that, I can fight 144,000 deep. With bombs. I've already been fighting these motherfuckers. They've been attempting to blow us up for how long already? For over 400 years. And what has happened for our people? We still come back. And there's nothing that they can do about it. Now, all we had to do is repent to our Most High, our Creator, about what we have done. And that's what exactly we did. And since we have done this, the truth set us free. And those who are free indeed. It says the truth will set you free, and those who are free indeed. See, they will never be free until they're able to, speak the truth. And the moment they speak the truth, it's going to come on them. And it's going to come on them bad. Because we're talking about war crimes. Do you know they actually execute people like that? Yeah. So You're talking about a whole administration, 77 million people that will be executed for their war crimes. Yeah. This is why they're so scared. They actually really scared. They need weapons of mass destruction. We don't. We can go to their shit, blow their shit the fuck up, though, if we really wanted to. Because they got too many missiles and shit inside there. All it takes is a motherfucking fire. Blow their shit the fuck up. That shit is easy. It's easy to start a nuclear warfare. Trust me when I say this. But see, that's not what we're on. They're on that. We don't even want nothing to do with that shit. But they keep provoking us. So when you're pushing a lion in a cage and you keep pushing them and you keep pushing them, eventually the lion's going to break out that cage. And he's going to tear up everything that's around it. And it's not going to give a fuck. So that's exactly where we're at. We are the tribe of the Most High. Most of us are lions. So you're going to deal with 144 lions that are coming at you. And we're coming at you real hard. We're not going to be the same type of people that you guys attempt to keep bullying. Because we already showed you guys you can't bully us. We'll fuck you up. We'll destroy your whole shit. Remember, they begged us to stop. They didn't beg them to stop at the January 6th shit. And besides that, January 6th was strategically coordinated by them so that they can put more security details around the White House. The same 77 million people that attempted to shut shit down. They're the same peoples. Remember, chaos and confusion comes amongst them. So this is what they do. They love to confuse people. So, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. So, let's get back to this. Rent-stabilized units at Trump Park Avenue. Unsold residential condominium units owned by Donald Trump or the Trump Organization, representing the lion's share of all of the reports value from the for this property is excess of 95% in some years. Reported values of the unsold residential units of the Trump Park Avenue building were significantly higher than the internal valuation used by the Trump Organization for business planning, and failed to account for the fact that 12 of the units were rent stabilized. For example, an independent bank ordered appraisal in 2010 valued the 12 rent stabilized units at $750,000 total. Yet in 2011 and 2012 statements, the rent stabilized apartments at Trump Park Avenue were valued at the non-regulated market rate at nearly $50 million total. Now we're talking about our tax dollars, ladies and gentlemen. Ivanka Trump's apartment, Penthouse A and Penthouse B. Why the fuck would this bitch need two properties in the fucking first place? Who the fuck these bitches think they are? At Trump Park Avenue, Ivanka Trump's rental agreement for the penthouse apartment, Penthouse A, in the Trump Park Avenue building included an option to purchase the unit for $8.5 million. But in the 2011 and 2012 Trump Organization statements, this exact unit was valued at $20,820,000, approximately 2.5 times as much for the 2013 statement unit was valued at $25 million. Nearly 3 times the option price. Starting in June 2014, Ivanka Trump was given an option to purchase a different, larger unit, Penthouse B, for $14 million of our tax dollars, $14,264,000. That unit was valued at more than 3 times as much on the 2014 statement, at $45 million on the 2014 statement. We're talking about our tax dollars, ladies and gentlemen. In that year, Ivanka Trump's options to purchase the unit at a steep discount off of the value in the statement was included in a lease in which she was charged the rental payments substantially below the market rent for similar units in the same building after being repeatedly told by an accountant that it was inappropriate to use a higher value rather than the option price. The Trump organization used $14,260,000 of our tax dollars, value of the penthouse B, in the 2015-2020 statements. However, because in 2016 an amendment to the lease lowered purchase price options for Ivanka's even lower than $12,264,000. Now that's just one properties, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even talking about the properties that he owns all around the world that has been purchased without tax dollars. You know, they're loans. So these loans are our tax dollars. And he files bankrupt so he don't have to pay it back. But he's able to keep his assets. Why? Because they put trust, which is brilliant. It's actually a brilliant idea. But when you're using people's tax monies inappropriately, it becomes fraud. So since they have been using our tax dollars inappropriately, because I have not received none of that fucking money at all, not one penny of that shit, that becomes fraud. Because you're not looking out for everybody in the United States. You're only looking out for your 77 million constituents. It's obvious. This has always been the plan. It ain't Democrat versus Republican. It's civilians versus world leaders. And if you motherfuckers don't wake up and smell the coffee, you motherfuckers are going to be their slaves. We're going to be walking free, scot-free. But you motherfuckers are going to be slaves. They just don't want to fuck with us. They're going to leave us the fuck alone. They figure if they give us just one city, we'll be straight, like Chicago. Now, fuck that shit. We're going to come out there to Wisconsin. We're going to come out, we're going definitely out to New York, because I got properties out in New York that I have to reclaim. 3288 Hull Avenue. My father purchased that property. He was in the military. 3288 Hull Avenue. So, again, my father was in the military. He had to go through my uncle, Jose. So I'm not trying to hear shit these motherfuckers gotta say. Like real shit. We're getting our properties back. We had to go up. If we was in when we was in the Bronx, we had to fucking actually fight the motherfucking mob because they was attempting to try to punk us. We shut that motherfucking whole motherfucking neighborhood down. They was getting ready to be destroyed on that motherfucker. And the only reason we didn't destroy that bitch because we was living on that block. But if anything, and if that wasn't our properties over there, we'd have blew that bitch the fuck up. So we had to come to Chicago because we heard that there's some other, other shit out here that we can take opportunity of. And we did. But we talking about a people who have been corrupt for many years. I always think about the mob when I have this type of conversation. Because they're the major motherfuckers, the Jewish people, Italians, Irish, French, they all a part of the same shit. And they feel like people are scared of them because, for some odd reason, people come up missing. Like in Las Vegas. Now, I wonder how many bodies are buried in Las Vegas. And I can guarantee a lot of these motherfuckers have something to do with it. Guarantee. They tell me to be careful. I'm not going to be careful shit. That I'm opening up shit that they don't want me to open up. And this is the shit that they don't want people to know. But again, I'm not afraid of these motherfuckers. And they know it. They knew that day when we had Hull Avenue shut the fuck down. They knew it. They said we had too much power. That we can actually take over the whole fucking New York City. That's exactly what they said to us. But we wasn't utilizing that for that. We was being more strategic when it comes to what we're doing. Because we're operating off of the mistakes that they make. And what I mean by that, we're correcting everything that they're doing. Everything that they have fucked up, we have corrected. Everything. And the only thing that they are attempting to keep away from us are the finance. Well, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, but give to Yahweh what is Yahweh's. These are our lands. So we're taking back our properties. And there ain't no fucking value that you motherfuckers have that can purchase our shit. We don't want it. We don't want nothing to do with you motherfuckers. But what we are going to do, we're going to take our properties back. And there's some assets that belong to us, like the cash. So we'll definitely take our shit back, but we're going to, we're going to do what we have to do with it. We don't want the cash, though. We want our shit back in gold, silver. Shit that has some type of value to it. But not even that shit. We don't even want that shit. Y'all can have all that shit. That's what y'all motherfuckers want. That shit has no value to us. We know where the value is. And we're not going to tell you where the value is. Because we're intelligent enough to know that we will never tell you motherfuckers what we're doing. We're just going to show you what's been happening. But we're not going to tell you motherfuckers nothing. Because we know what you motherfuckers are about. So everything that I have is actually on the inside of me. And I'm going to keep that there. Because there's something way bigger that's about to come. But we're going to wait. And we're going to be very patient about this. That's why I'm going to wait at least 40 years with it. We're already in our 5th year in this. We can see that we've been steadily destroying this fucking system as it is. Keep going out there. Keep protesting. I applaud you, ladies and gentlemen, who are out there at least fighting for yourself. Well, you may not win that battle, but at least you're fighting for yourself. At least we can see you out there fighting for yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of anyone else? If you cannot take care of yourself, how can you take care of anyone else? So we take care of ourselves. And we make sure we get out here and we fight these people. This is work. Real Talk Radio LLC is a business. Get off my dick. I work. You motherfuckers have jobs. Just over broke bitches. Don't get, it's no disrespect. I was once a just over broke bitch too. So I even look at myself when I say that. Do understand that. I was a just over broke bitch too. I was a just over broke bitch too. Because I believed in that system. Until I started, man, I made fucking $2.5 million for Office Depot 1 week. Do you know that motherfuckers only gave me $50 as a bonus? On top of the little $7.50 these motherfuckers was paying me at the time. Imagine that. Imagine being paid $7.50 and getting a $50 bonus after selling $2.5 trillion in 1 week. And then seeing the extra bonuses going to your European comrades that were getting more than you was receiving. Yeah. That day I knew I would never fucking work for another motherfucker again. I would never work for another motherfucker again. And no disrespect to you brothers and sisters who want my services. Well, I'll work with you, but I'll never work for another motherfucker again. Never. And Donald Trump really feels that shit. He feels like motherfuckers need to be his slave. These motherfucking Europeans feel this way. They feel like people need to be their slaves. Elon Musk made it crystal clear when he said that one of his child's mothers is one of his servants. He didn't say she's my baby mother. She's, the mother of my children. No, he blatantly said she's a servant. She's my servant. That's exactly what he said. So get that clarity, ladies and gentlemen, for all you ass-kissing coons that want to keep following these motherfuckers. All right, keep following them. You're going to fall with them. You're the part of that 2/3 that's not going to make it. It's the 1/3 that will. So it is what it is. And now we have Adrian Compress saying I am that I am, Lion of Judah. Come on, my brother. We already have established what's going on. And you know what? You are from the tribe of Judah, yeah. But you better understand, August 12th, 1972, Genesis 49, 8 through 12. Hand in hand, I go, I'm connected to the Most High. I know who I am. My brothers and my sisters, I want you to go into Isaiah chapter 12 so you can get all that other bullshit out your mind. Ephraim comes from are the Puerto Ricans. Judah are the Nubians, or they would call them the black people. I am Judah, Ephraim, and Joseph in one. So go to Ezekiel chapter 37 and view that one as well. Because I want you guys to get more clarity of what the word is really saying so that all that other bullshit can be, erased. And stop attempting to be a part of their shit. We're creating our own identity. We don't want nothing to do with the motherfuckers at all, for real. We don't want nothing to do with Jewish people at all, especially right now. While you have these systemic racist motherfuckers that's out here, like Josh,
breaking
Dickhead
news.
Josh.
Want to remind you that coming up here in just a matter of moments, we do have the White House press briefing with Caroline Leavitt. We will bring that to you once it does start. That is slated for 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are also waiting word on a time for a news conference with the NTSB as they provide an update on the crash that took place yesterday, that helicopter that went down over in the... We do have a live look right here.
Bullshit ass Josh. If you notice, look, where's all the posts that was just up here? Josh, new Fox Network. Something's going on right here, man. There's no posts. Where are all the posts? You know, that's an illegal censorship, Fox Network. You know, we do know that you have moderators or people that are monitoring these posts illegally. You know, you motherfuckers telling yourselves you're a bunch of old senile assholes that can't even remember your ass from your head. That's why y'all give yourselves away. Y'all give yourselves away. Y'all tell motherfuckers what y'all really about. And anybody that votes for you are about that same agenda. So all you coons that are kissing your master's ass, yeah. A helicopter conveniently falls out the sky. A helicopter conveniently falls out the sky where the back of its wing is chopped off. Yeah, that shows you exactly what's really going on. So look, watch this. So I posted this. Let's turn it off. Let's do this again.
A helicopter, so it gives you a level of, discomfort when you see something like that. But you got to have faith in the mechanics and the pilots that are well trained. But no, I have never witnessed anything like that before.
We know that the chopper took off about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It was in the air for about 18 minutes, went down to the Statue of Liberty, up to the George Washington Bridge, was heading back toward Lower Manhattan, and at some point something went wrong. Any indication this morning, any new insight into what may have happened here?
No, and the federal government, they are extremely thorough in their investigation when you have crashes dealing.
Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. How can I help you? We're actually live right now with, we're actually live now on Fox, and we're doing an audit, a First Amendment audit, and we're noticing that Fox Live News is censoring our audit. What's going on? Fox Network.
I can give you the network number.
Nah, when you transfer us to those networks, it gives us these options where we have to, email you guys. But we have breaking news. And, I am also a part of media as well. So, you private-owned companies and CALEA certified agencies, you better get to understanding who Real Talk Radio LLC really is in these matters. Because I'm exposing all this stuff. So, I'm actually exposing it right now live. So just do understand this is being recorded. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Fox News. They just hung up on us. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. Again, we're not playing with these people. We know that they're private-owned industries out here. We know what a CALEA certified agency is. Okay, we're going to bring it up right now. So that for all you ladies and gentlemen that don't get this, all right, let's look up CALEA certified agencies. You can do this for yourself. It's C-A-L-E-A. CALEA. Let's do this. Come on. Let's go. CALEA certified agency. CALEA. We're just going to praise C-A-L-E-A. CALEA. CALEA certified agencies. See? This is a CALEA certified agency. You see it now? So that you guys will get the better clarity. The gold standard in public. You get it now? Do you get it? The Commission on Aggregation or Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, Inc., CALEA. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. People be thinking we're joking. Y'all don't do your own research, so since y'all don't do your own research, this is what we got to do for you clowns. No disrespect, but, you know, you got a circus playing right now, so I figure since there's the circus that's playing right now, we may as well call all of you motherfuckers clowns. Since y'all love playing these clown games, okay, here we go, clowns. So this is what a CALEA certified agency is. They're a police force. They're a police force. They're actually the police. They monitor shit like this. See, I'm a CALEA certified agency as well because I'm a part of media. Yeah. So that means I'm law enforcement now too. And not because I wanted to be law enforcement. Nah, because, you know, I did my due diligence. I figured, you know, in order for us to defeat them, we may as well see what they're doing. And since we see what they're doing now today, we can prove it. So I'm on my other site right now, and we're going to go back to Fox Live now. And they told us we would have to call Fox Network in order for us to report them. And then the moment that we get ready to tell them, yeah, we know that you guys are CALEA certified agencies. We get that. But you're breaking the law. So, you know, there it goes. But I'm going to show you this. Maybe it'll come up on this one. So, it says, interesting. World leaders in New York. Alright, so we have proof. Let's see if it pops up on here. So it don't pop up on here. So I did post it on here. It's not on here right now. It should have came up. It should have came up on here. Let's see. We'll go back. So I posted on my other account. So we know that they censoring us. Yeah, see? So it's not even on here. Yeah. But, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Take this off real quick. So as you can see, put my little camera back on, lens. Today is April the 11th, 2025. It is now 11:53 a.m. Let's listen to these clowns.
Things there.
No, and I think that after any form of malfunction, crash, or challenge, Sometimes that's the immediate thought. We should ban the helicopters, or we should not have this tourism in type of attraction in our city. And I think we should let the investigation go its course and make sure that safety is important. And I cannot overemphasize when I speak with business leaders and our tourism industry. We had 65 million tourists that came into the city last year. This is all part of the attraction of being in New York. People want to see the city from the sky. It's part of the attractions. What is crucial here is that any airport or any air device that is done with the proper maintenance and proper safety to make sure that it's done correctly. And I think that's what we need to lean into, and that's what this investigation is going to determine.
Mayor Eric Adams, FCNY Commissioner Robert Tucker, thank you so much for being on Good Day this morning.
And that was our Fox 5 New York team with their coverage. Now, I do want to let you know that we just got word from the NTSB about that news conference. We've, of course, been waiting to find out when that will be as they provide an update here on that helicopter crash. They just posted this. The NTSB will hold a media briefing today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the April 10th crash of that.
See, what's crazy is that in order for us to get any of this information out, we have to create other profiles. So, now they're going to do everything in their power to shut us down or shut us up. It's not going to work because we're going to find you motherfuckers. We are, look, this, you see this dickhead right here? He really thinks it's a joke. And you notice their faces. Look at all the faces that are around. You got your little security guards and shit, and your ass-kissing coons that's around quite naturally. But look at all the faces that are around. Look at their faces. Look at their faces. Look at the back of their heads. Look at all the people that are here. Let's make it crystal clear. Let's stop fucking pretending like these motherfuckers are fucking superior. These are weak-ass motherfuckers that need our security to protect them. These punk motherfuckers need our security to protect them. Remember that shit. They use you dumb motherfuckers to protect them. Make that make sense. So we're about to go to another live that Fox is showing, and it's old girl. Alright, let's show you it. Alright, so now they have this one totally cut off. Nobody could post on this one. So this one you can't even post on. So we're just live with them then. Let's listen to, see, look at all the faces that's in this crowd. Look at all the faces that's in this crowd. There you go, your little security. But 90% of these motherfuckers are European. 90% of these motherfuckers are probably Jewish. Look at it. Look at the crowd. Look at all the European faces. Where are all the other, newscasters? You got probably a Chinese motherfucker right there. Another Chinese motherfucker right there. Yeah. Look at them. Look at the faces. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. So this is this ugly ass bitch coming up on stage now. Ugly ass bitch. These butch body ass bitches. I like when old girl Crockett be slamming these fucking hoes. Calling them butch body bitches. But again, you look at the one brother right here. One brother in this whole crowd. over 99% of the people that's in this crowd are Europeans. Let's get the clarity of that. Look at them. We're superior. We can do everything we want to do because we're nose and ass crack motherfuckers. Alright, we see one more other brother or sister right here. So, and if I was him, no, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't even move. Don't move. Stay right there. So, if they tell you to move, don't even move. Don't move. All right, my brethren? So, look. I'm making this crystal as clearly as possible. Now, the person that's standing right there, he should recognize that. The brother that's sitting up in the front, he should recognize that. So what they got you ass-kissing coons doing is, it is what it is. Stop being such fucking naive dumb asses, y'all. Like real shit. His European looks so fucking, he's smiling now, but he look like he don't want that dude there at all. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. So, yeah, we're doing a audit on Donald Trump today and these government officials and government and world leaders. And we have recognized that, one, they are illegally censoring us. Two, they are committing war crimes. Three, why were illegal immigrants from Ukraine, Europe, Russia, China, Japan able to steal United States civilians' identities and vote for Donald Trump? And they are currently using people's identities to get into the military. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. They're going to be exposed, and I don't give a fuck what no one says. All you ass-kissing coons, all you ass-kissers, fuck all of y'all, for real. Y'all a bunch of bitches. Y'all a bunch of bitches that don't have no fucking heart, that won't even face these motherfuckers. If it were me, I'd be smacking the shit out of every single one of these motherfuckers as they stand. That motherfucker right there in the front, right there, I'd be smacking the shit out of his ass. Because I know what the fuck he's on. I would smack the shit out of his bitch ass. So let's listen to these clowns for a second.
With China that is hanging over all of this, but the White House certainly is answering those questions as well. The president is heading to Walter Reed, who arrived there a short time ago for physical, since being in office the second time. So those are among some of the topics here.
Right. Make a hole. Make a hole. You feel me? John is coming. John is coming, please. Oh, okay. I was just fine. Yeah, no, you're fine.
I did.
How you doing?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, you got the stage. Right. Yeah.
So as you can see, they have us on restriction right now. And this is our tax dollars. This shit ain't really going up. This is our tax dollars that's being spent by these fucking wicked ass government officials. Man, fuck these motherfuckers. These are fucking clowns. I swear for God. So I'm just showing you guys that they have us on censorship. Like bitch motherfuckers that they are. Let's go here, see if they got us on censorship on here too. Alright, there we go. Here with it. So just showing you guys that they are illegally censoring us, as always. just posted. It should be my post up there. You don't see it. So yeah. So, but in any event, it is what it is. This is what a CALIA certified agency is. Those who don't know. This right here was strategically coordinated by Sean Duffy and company. If you notice all the European faces that are around, you might have one brother in the mix or two brothers in the mix, maybe a Spanish brother. They know what the fuck is going on. These motherfuckers are straight fucking criminals. Straight fucking criminals. This was strategically coordinated, ladies and gentlemen. Let me turn off that bullshit ass. So, we're not going to even fuck with Fox anymore because we already got them recorded hanging up on us while we were doing this shit. So, fuck Fox. Fox Network is a bullshit ass company. We're going to unsubscribe to them because we really didn't want to fucking subscribe to the motherfuckers in the first place. So, we're unsubscribing to them. I would advise every single one of y'all to do the same exact shit. The only reason why we was alright, let me see if I'm able to. Yeah, see, subscribe mode only. See, I just want y'all to see this. See that right there? It says subscribe mode only mode. So that's how they're able to receive all these people on their sites because they do shit like this. You know, people like us want to be able to express ourselves against these fucking clowns. So, you know, in order for us to do that, we have to subscribe to their bullshit. We don't want to subscribe to their bullshit. We don't like nothing that they fucking show. They're a bunch of fucking warmongering piece of shits that's always showing some type of negative shit. They don't ever show positive shit. So fuck Fox Network. Alright? So, we added that one. I'm going to go unsubscribe from all my other accounts. Fox Network, fuck you. Alright, well, Fox News, because most of these, you know, let me show you. I can't even post on none of these motherfuckers' lives at all. So let me just show you. Every so often I'll be able to. Alright, Fox News Live. Let's see how many of them I can post on. Alright, this one is live, and that's the same one. They're all basically the same ones. So this is the only one other than Live Now from Fox. These are the only ones that I should be able to post on. But again, you know, they have us on censorship. So I'm more than guaranteeing they probably going to censor us on this one as well. So let's just post it real quick. See what's up. Let's come off of it real quick so that we know if they are censoring us or not. Alright, let's see. Ooh. We got it now, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are. So this is Fox Network. This is actually Fox News right now. So we have been attempting to post on Live Now from Fox, but for some odd reason, Live Now from Fox is not allowing us to post. So now I already know that me being on this site right here, you have all these people that's on here that are bots. So they're going to attempt to stop us from posting. So we're going to get the upper hand, though. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. I just did that one post just so I could test it. Now, let me see if they have it on a 30-second or if a minute. Nope, it doesn't look like they're... No, it is. Yep. As you can see, slow mode is on. Wait 2 seconds. So they also have slow mode on, but this is Fox Network. This is what they do. They're full of shit. We talk about a fucking racist ass system. These racist ass bitch motherfuckers. So right now we're watching live from Fox News. We tuned off of Live Now from Fox. We are now on Fox News doing a First Amendment audit. So to get the upper hand, I'm gonna do some things and I'm gonna let you guys just keep in tune with this.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. As you all know, the president is currently undergoing his routine and long-scheduled physical at Walter Reed Medical Center, and we will have a readout from the White House physician. Last night, Christina Carolina arrived back safely in the United States after being detained in Russia for more than a year. Since Inauguration Day, President Trump and his team have secured the release of more than 40 detained Americans abroad. This is more than half of the number of Americans released by Joe Biden in 4 years, and President Trump has brought these Americans home in 80 days. This administration will continue to work hard to bring Americans home from around the world. As I've said before, and I will say it again today, everybody in this room has access to the most transparent and accessible president in American history. The cabinet meeting yesterday was further proof. President Trump asked each secretary to provide an update to all of you in the media on the critical work they are doing at their respective agencies to deliver on his agenda. And according to new reporting from the Washington Times, who I believe is in this room today, President Trump answered nearly 100 questions from the press, all of you, during his first 3 open press cabinet meetings this year. That's nearly 20 times the number answered by Joe Biden in cabinet meetings during his entire 4 years in office. In more excellent economic news that was released yesterday, the Consumer Price Index report showed inflation fell to 2.4% in March, smashing expectations for the second straight month in a row. This marked the first drop in consumer prices dating all the way back to the COVID pandemic. Prescription drug prices saw the largest monthly decline on record. Prices for airfare, used vehicles, and car insurance all decreased as well. And energy prices fell 2.4% in March, driven by plummeting gas prices around the country. Also yesterday, House Republicans answered President Trump's call to move forward the budget resolution and officially set the stage for the passage of one big, beautiful bill. The American economy will boom after this bill is passed and the rest of the president's pro-growth agenda goes into effect. The largest tax cuts and deregulation in history, coupled with our energy industry unleashed and renegotiated trade agreements that put America first, are the ultimate formula to usher in the golden age of America. On that note, more than 75 countries have now reached out to the Trump administration, eager to address the trade issues that have exploited America and hurt our workers in the process. The phones have been ringing off the hook to make deals, and these countries wisely heeded President Trump's warning not to retaliate, and as a result, they were rewarded with a 90-day pause and substantially lower reciprocal tariff rates during this period so potential solutions can be achieved.
I don't want to hear this bitch's voice. So as you can see, these bitch ass motherfuckers have us on censorship. They keep saying they winning. How the fuck you winning by censoring somebody, you fucking clowns? That's not winning, that's cheating, bitch. Shut the fuck up, you lying motherfuckers. Shut the fuck up, you lying motherfuckers. Nah, I'm gonna hit these motherfuckers like they deserve to be hit, man. Fuck these motherfuckers for real. This fucking ugly ass hooker. That bitch sucks dick, y'all. You could tell she's a dick sucker. I used to have women that were around me that were hoes, so I know how a hoe looks, and you can definitely tell that she's a dick sucker. You know, her teeth tell on herself, so, you know, she's a Gumby type of bitch. And I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. The hoe out here murdering motherfuckers, fuck that hoe. That hoe could fucking die if all I care. And that's some real shit. We talk about motherfuckers out here murdering motherfuckers, and you motherfuckers want me to have empathy for these bitch ass made motherfuckers, man. Y'all can all suck my dick. Excuse my language. So let's keep exposing Donald Trump as a fraud he is, committing felonies, talking about people, waste, fraud, and abuse. Let's talk about the trillions of dollars that's been spent on all the shit that you've been operating on, clown. Let's get real about this shit now. So now we got, let's see how long we have. So we have 40 seconds to post again. And as you can see, these are the type of people that really ain't out here. They're not out here to help out people. They're only out here talking about Trump because they know they're all a part of their fucking scheme. And Trump is about to, you know, The Simpsons says Trump will be dead by tomorrow. Let's see how fucking true that's going to become. They say Simpsons have been coming out to be true. I don't believe in all that shit, but, you know, they'll play it off like that shit for real. And as you know, Trump is in a medical situation or whatever the case is. Isn't that what she just said? Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. Man, I'm telling you, we're about to expose these motherfuckers. I wonder if I get that underline under that shit, too. That'll actually be kind of cold. That actually would be kind of cold if I could get that underline under that shit, too. I don't know why this shit's not allowing me to look at it clear. Keeps jumping right up to the top. I'm trying to get on it, but it won't allow me to. I gotta post this whole shit back over just so I can see it the way I want to. So you see dicks like this, that person probably ain't even that person's name. That's the name that they using on here. You know, you have people from Ukraine that have been brought to America. So you have a lot of people from Ukraine that are here. And these are most of them that are doing this shit. People from the Jewish motherfuckers too. And actually, they all these motherfuckers are European. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Just make sure. Yeah, it's on there. Alright, so I'm just going to allow you guys to listen to this ugly ass bitch.
Security team to get these discussions underway, and as always in the effort of transparency, we will provide updates moving forward, but the president has made it very clear he's open to a deal with China.
Why is he optimistic that China's going to make a deal or wants to make a deal if they're not talking? Where's that optimism come from?
He's optimistic.
Hey,
Sean.
why would any of our allies work with us to isolate China in a trade war if we're treating friend and foe alike?
You'll have to talk to our allies who are reaching out to us. The phones are ringing off of the hooks. They've made it very clear they need the United States of America. They need our markets. They need our consumer base. You saw Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the Oval Office with the president saying that he was going to bring down all of their monetary tariffs and their non-monetary tariff trade barriers as well. We've heard from South Korea. We've heard from Japan. The president has spoken to Vietnam. We have Italy coming to the White House next week. There's a reason for that, Sean, and it's because they need the United States of America and our business model and our markets to survive, and the president is using that leverage to our advantage. Michael.
Hey, thank you, Caroline. Two-part question on China. Beijing says it will simply ignore any further tariff escalations from the U.S. Does President Trump see this as China backing down? And as a follow-up to that, what do you say to people like Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary who say, you guys simply haven't tariffed China enough?
Look, the tariff rate on China remains where it was yesterday, at the 145% level. The president made it very clear when the United States is punched, he will punch back harder, and he hopes to make a deal that benefits the American worker and our companies that have been ripped off for far too long, and he's finally taking bold and courageous action to do that. You know, taking on China is, in the terms of trade and tariffs, is something that both Democrats and Republicans alike have spoken about for decades. President Trump is finally doing it.
Caroline, real quick, the president of El Salvador is coming to the White House on Monday. Does President Trump want him to bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia with him?
The Supreme Court made their ruling last night very clear that it's the administration's responsibility to facilitate the return, not to effectuate the return. I believe the Department of Justice just filed another brief in the lower court. I would defer you to that for any updates. But as you mentioned, President Bukele will be here at the White House on Monday to talk about the cooperation that is at an all-time high. And we very much appreciate President Bukele and El Salvador's cooperation and the repatriation of El Salvadorian gang members who the previous administration allowed to infiltrate our country. Sure.
Thank you very much, Caroline. The president spoke quite highly of the great relationship that he has with the Turkish president. We know that the president might be heading off to the Middle East very soon. Is he planning to meet with the Turkish president, either here in the White House or in Turkey? Any plans?
I don't have any details about the president's overseas trip other than to say he was surely going to Saudi Arabia. There could be more countries as part of that trip. We're working on the details, and as I've said repeatedly, we will provide the details of that trip as soon as possible.
A trip to Turkey or his invitation to the Turkish president is under consideration?
I'm not going to comment on the details of the trip, but once they're confirmed, I will certainly let you all know. Yes, Stephen.
Thank you, Caroline. I'd like to ask you about presidential health and also about tariffs. On presidential health, are there plans for the president's physician to come here and take our questions? And also, President Trump repeatedly makes remarks about the former president's health. Is he considering using his executive powers to bring any greater transparency there?
As I have said, the president is undergoing his long-scheduled physical. It's a yearly physical that every president receives, and we will provide an update on that by the president's physician as soon as we possibly can.
And about the former president and transparency regarding his health, are there...
Well, I can tell you there was certainly a lack of transparency from the former president, from the entire former administration, and frankly, a lot of people in this room when it came to the health and the competence of the former president of the United States, Joe Biden. There was one of the greatest cover-ups and frankly political scandals this nation has ever seen. It's been unraveled in some recent books that are being written by journalists who engaged in that cover-up and scandal, which is quite ironic. But this president is clearly committed to transparency. You in this room see him and hear from him on a daily basis. You in this room know from covering him, it's hard to keep up with him. He is a machine working around the clock every single day. And the physician, after today's physical, will provide an update on the report in the effort of transparency.
If I could ask about tariffs, there have been big swings this week in the Treasury bond yields. There's a theory that it might be because of China dumping these as leverage, driving up costs for U.S. loans like mortgages. Does the White House have evidence that this is in fact a result of Chinese dumping, and if so, is there a message on that?
Not to my knowledge, but I would check in with the Treasury Department on that. I can tell you I know our Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, is keeping a very close eye on the bond market. He spoke about it at the White House this week, and I know he's keeping his eyes on it day to day. Ed.
Thanks. Thank you, Carolyn. So the administration, I have an administration source who's telling me that we're weeks away from the first deal with the country over tariffs. Where is the administration? How soon can we see that? And what country is that first one?
I won't reveal or get ahead of our trade team as these negotiations are obviously ongoing, but I can tell you very good progress has been made. Jameson Greer was on television this morning and I spoke to him, and he confirmed that more than 15 offers are already on the table, which is remarkable in just a mere matter of days. And as I said earlier, we've heard from more than 75 countries around the world. This is a team effort. The president has a team of great, brilliant advisors who have been with him every step of the way, and all of them will be divvying up the workload. And I just want to give the president and his trade team credit for taking this on. This is a massive undertaking. There's no doubt about it. We take it very seriously. The president is determined to renegotiate global trade on behalf of American workers. And again, you've seen people on both sides of the aisles calling for this for years, but I think no other president lacked the courage or maybe the work ethic or the stamina to take on such a task. And I know there were some questions about the president's delayed departure earlier to Walter Reed. I'd like to address it was because he's working on this very issue, so he was running a bit behind this morning.
On the 90-day pause, what would the president need to see in order to extend that 90-day pause for countries on tariffs?
Well, I think the president addressed this yesterday when he said he's hoping that there will be good deals made before the 90 days is up, and we will cut those deals as soon as we possibly can, country by country, tailor-made deals for each and every country as they all propose unique challenges and unique assets to each country, advantages rather, and when that 90-day mark hits, the president will make that decision then.
One more, if I could, on a different subject. So a bird earlier attacked my colleague, Peter Doocy, during a live shot at
I'm
the
wondering
White
if
House.
that's why Peter is absent from his seat. Is he doing okay?
He's recovering.
Has anyone checked on him?
He's recovering. Is anyone looking into that incident?
I could check in with GSA to see if anybody here is looking into it. I also understand there was a mouse in the briefing room earlier today, so I'm hoping somebody checked in on that, as I'm hoping it doesn't run up here and distract me. That would be a good way for all of you to distract me, actually. Have a mouse come run up here. So I'll get an answer for you on that, out of respect for our good friend Peter. Jeff?
Why is American consumer confidence so low?
Look, I think there's a great optimism in this economy, great optimism for the American people, a lot of reason for people to feel optimistic. The president is, as I just said, trying to renegotiate the global trade agenda that has ripped off the American people for far too long. As he said, this is going to be a period of transition. He wants consumers to trust in him, and they should trust in him. Look at what he did in his first term. And I just want to reiterate all of the reasons to be confident since you asked, Jeff. For those watching at home, yesterday the CPI report, inflation declined massively. Consumer prices are dropping for the first time in years. Energy prices are down. In fact, oil prices are down 20% since this president took office. Wholesale prices fell again. There have been trillions of dollars in investments into this country. Every day, the president is signing executive orders to cut regulation, especially when it comes to Environmental Protection Agency, our energy industry. That's going to unleash the economic boom in this country that we saw in the president's first term. So trust in President Trump. He knows what he's doing. This is a proven economic formula.
What is he asking of Americans at this time? He talked about transition costs, transition problems. Is he asking something specific for Americans to do?
No, I think the president is asking for Americans trust in Trump, as I just said, trust in his economic agenda and formula. It's a proven formula that works. And by the way, clearly the American people do in fact trust him because they did just overwhelmingly elect him to this office. Jennifer.
Is he going, I'm asking about the physical, is he undergoing any general anesthesia, and can you outline any of the other tests that he's doing today?
He is not. He is undergoing quite a few tests, imaging. Again, it's a it's a yearly physical, so there's quite a lot that goes into it to make sure the president is accomplishing all of his goals, and we will provide a readout of that as soon as we can.
And will you be committed to releasing all of the results, as many of the results as possible?
Of course, yes. The president's physician will do that. I spoke with him this morning.
Sure. Will you guys also consider releasing the president's fitness plan? He actually looks healthier than ever before. Healthier than he did 8 years ago, and I'm sure everybody in this room could agree. Is he working out with Bobby Kennedy? And is he eating less McDonald's?
I can confirm the president is in very good shape, as you see, on a near daily basis here. And in that vein, thank God it's Friday. It's been a very long and busy week here at the White House. We will see you all on Monday, and we will release the results of that report as soon as we can. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.
Have a great
Good job.
Yo, 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 live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. I was way ahead of myself. I was getting ready to tell you guys, as you guys can see, they turned off their little live, but this is actually what I was attempting to share right here. And since they have us on restriction, we got to do everything in our power to get this information out. So the reason why these people don't want Donald Trump's information to be shared is because they already know that you have people like me that will share it. And they don't want to share it because we're going to show that he has been given over $2 trillion of our tax dollars by the same corrupt, fraud, waste, and abuse system of Republican senators who have passed these bills. And they only pass bills if it involves war material. So if you notice this, every bill that Republican senators pass has to have some type of nuclear involvement in it. I want to make that crystal clear to you, ladies and gentlemen, so that you guys can see exactly what's going on. Yo, 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 live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. If you want this information, you can actually hit me up and I'll send it to you. I'm at realtalkradiolllc@gmail.com, and you can actually hit me up on there, and I will definitely send you this information. You can do it like that. I really don't like sharing information, so I'll probably open up another account just so I can send that information to people, and I'll probably do it in a whole different structure because I just don't want people to keep being able to receive our information illegally like they have been already. So I'm going to show you now. You have from $90 million to $350 million of our tax dollars that has been given to Donald Trump on numerous occasions. This is not just only once this has happened. This has happened numerous occasions. So it says ranging from 2011 to 2000. So that's in 10 years. That's in that time. Now, we're not even talking about from 1968 all the way to 2011. So imagine all the shit that has been transpiring since then. And since we have a lot of information on this shit, they are attempting to stop us any way they possibly can because there are a lot of people involved. That's why you have them 77 million people who are attempting to stick closely together. Now, for you brothers and sisters who don't know exactly what is going on, you should take into consideration that these same people who have these double standard agendas going are the same people who have implemented these double standard agendas. So again, yo, 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 live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. And I want to show y'all guys something on how many lives these guys currently have, what I see. Now, it might not come up on your stuff. I might have to turn it off. But these are how many lives these people have, because they lies. These are how many lies these people have. All right, hold on one second. We're actually not on this one. We're actually going to go to Live Now from Fox. And I'm going to show you guys how many lives they have on. They got 4 lives currently showing right now. So this is, wait, hold up. Let me just make sure. That's 1, 2, 4 lives that live now from Fox is showing. So I just wanted y'all to see that shit. I'm about to actually unsubscribe off of my Facebook page, my other page as well. So we're doing that right now. So that's one more. And then we're going to not like nothing they shit, and we're going to report them as terrorists. I should be reporting them as terrorists. But in any event. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. We're going to expose these people. And look at this right here. This is called chemical engineer warfare. Oh, you know what? Let's go to it, too. While I'm at it right now, we can do a audit on aviation as well. So let's just log totally out of this one. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not, I just really wanted you guys to just see this real quick. Let me bring it back up. Let me just bring it back up real quick. This is really the only thing I really wanted you guys to see. I wanted you to see the background on Trump's organization properties and fraudulent schemes. This is actually some information. It's public information. You guys can actually look up this right here. Background on Trump's organization properties, fraudulent schemes. And it may come up. If it does not come up for you, what I will do, I will send you the information. All you have to do is just send me your email. You can email me at realtalkradiolllc@gmail.com, or you can even just call me direct. I would rather you call me direct, because then we can set up a meeting with each other where we're not on the phones or we're not on computers or anything like that, where we'll have more privacy. We'll be able to, speak with each other on the proper way. I have isolated rooms that I like to go to. I don't put no phones in them. I don't bring no material in them, only because these phones have censorships. They have recorders on them, and they can record every conversation you're having. That's why they really basically setting up all this new technology so that they can do artificial intelligence surveillance. That's why they are attempting to implement artificial intelligence so hard. That's only so that they can monitor everything and everybody you're doing. So, it's so much to tell you guys, but you guys are so stuck in the world, y'all don't want to slow down and put your foot on the brakes and see what's really going on. While they pushing y'all ahead to go into them FEMA camps, we're going to stay back here and watch you motherfuckers go into them FEMA camps. We're not going to fight for you motherfuckers because y'all didn't want to fight for yourself. Why would I want to fight for somebody that didn't want to fight for themselves? Now, it's your time to fight for yourself. And if you're a man, woman, child, or whatever that feels like you're being violated, this call is for you too. This ain't only a call for just particular people, not only for our people. This is a call for everyone to stand up. Stop kissing these motherfuckers' ass and become free. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. And remember, grants are not tax dollars. Those are funds that are supposed to be coming to us. They don't want to give us the grants because now we're going to shut down their whole fucking system, which is purposely needs to be done. Because when you're dealing with entities like the United States government, world leaders, Council on Foreign Relationships, Jewish people, and these people that have, rich people that have this so-called power, the only power that goes to the Most High. I do this shit without no money, y'all. I do this shit without no money. So this goes to show you on how powerful the Most High has worked with me, being able to almost be on their same playing field. And I'm not on their same playing field, because if I had the finances that they had, man, I would have blew this motherfucker the fuck up already. And that's some real shit. And not blew it up, I'd have blew them motherfuckers up. and not blow them up, I'd have had them motherfuckers by now. But when I say blew their asses up, I destroy their ass like I'm doing right now. So I'd rather do it without no money and allow the Most High to work through me and give me back my properties. That's how I feel. The Most High already told me everywhere my feet touch is mine. So I don't even have to worry about none of this shit. This world is the devil's playground, so fuck the world. I hate this world. I really, really do. I hate this world in the way it is. I hate this motherfucker. So everywhere my feet touches mine is not saying that I love this world. It's just only Yahweh giving me the authority to everywhere my feet stand is ours. So where my feet is right now, this is mine right now. And my properties is myself. So that's where I'm operating at. And I have the idea to help other people as well. But we have to be real. And I already know that I'm going to shut this whole system straight the fuck down. And you motherfuckers are running, panicking, and thinking that you're going to lose something. You're not losing nothing at all. You're actually gaining. And when we get it right back to the way it's supposed to be, we're going to eliminate all these greedy motherfuckers. Because that's all they are. They greed. If I have had $42 trillion with the power that they have, I know what I would have been able to do. It would have been done a whole lot different. But see, that's where the Most High is going to step into play. So I'm going to be patient during this time. And I'm going to allow them to keep doing what they have been doing. Yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. I really thank you guys for tuning in today. If you guys did not tune in, perhaps you'll look at this live a little bit later. It'll be very informative for you. It'll be wise for you to look at it because, you know, again, it's very informative. So it is what it is. So I'm just showing right now what I'm on. I'm doing an audit. All you ladies and gentlemen that do not know what I'm doing, this is actually what I'm doing. But it is on the description. It says, our description says, Donald Trump and government audit. So, I already got 5 likes on that. That's actually pretty decent. They're probably just really liking it because they know that I'm sharing real good information, and they'll probably look at it a little bit later. So, you know, that's just how the people work with me. You know, they operate real well with me. But again, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. I got information from somebody I'm going to go look at. There's some exciting information it looks like that as well. So I'm going to go look at that in a minute. But this is what I've been doing, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to really operate Real Talk Radio, LLC on another scale that's going to help us so beautifully. But it is what it is. So yeah, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I truly appreciate you guys for tuning in. Look forward to our next show. I'll probably take off this weekend only because I just need some time for myself to just marinate on everything as I've been working. I haven't really been taking too much time for myself, which I really, really need right now. You know, mental, physical, emotional, and all that other stuff that you have to heal yourself from. And it's been a while since I've been really resting the way I need to. So I'm gonna take advantage of resting a little bit more, and then we're gonna keep going. But again, this whole summer we're gonna be out on the southeast side of Chicago at the United States Coast Guard facility right in Calumet Park. If you guys do not know exactly where it's at, you can look it up. I'm sure they'll be able to show you exactly how to track it. They actually will even direct you exactly which way to go as well. You know, I know they got these apps that allows you to find certain things. And that's about it. That's all I have today, ladies and gentlemen. This show actually lasted today. Let me just make sure. And then my last show, actually, I was restricted again. I was censored by YouTube, and they automatically turned off my posts, and they turned off my stream, my live stream. So that's why my live streams interrupt the way they do, because normally I would have this type of flow going, and you'll see me, you know, in this manner right here, where I'm doing the intro and the outro. Then I'm putting in my little stream starting soon piece, as you guys can see. And then I'll go right into my intro and outro again, and I'll end it that way. But again, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me just show you real quick. Again, this is what I was on today. I want to show you that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 pages just only from 2011 to 2024. I want to get this year's as well, and you're going to see that he was able to receive way more money this year with our tax dollars. This is why they are attempting to stop people from seeing auditing and people being able to see these type of things, and that's why they want to go privatize, because when you privatize things, people are restricted from seeing things when the government has that seal over it. It does not mean that you won't be able to get access to it. You just have to have the credentials to get access to it. And since Real Talk Radio LLC has access to all this information, we're going to be able to get all that information regardless to what any of these motherfuckers say. Because, again, just like they are CALIA certified agency, we can also operate as a CALIA certified agency, and we can go private as well. But we're not going to do that. We will invoke that CALIA certified agency part of it, though, because we definitely want to, you know, build our own army so that we can have a defense against anybody that's out here that's against us, that are attempting to purposely kill us as they have been already. You know, we got to be, you know, more prepared as a people. So I'm making sure I'm setting up the 144,001 so that they can be prepared for any event our people have to go to war with anybody that's out here. So they are definitely preparing themselves. And for all you brothers and sisters that's out here that are doing that, keep going. Keep doing what you are doing. Stop fighting each other, though. Remember, all of you guys have come out of the same fucking shit that each and every one of us have come out of. So stop fucking throwing stones at motherfuckers if you motherfuckers ain't taking out your own twigs out your own eyes. So remember that shit right there. So make that crystal clear. That's why I don't talk about certain things. I only focus on the things that are necessary so that we can come out of these situations. These are the things that are necessary for us to come out of these situations. I have to expose this stuff. So I have to do certain things with myself to get rid of all this shit. I can guarantee there's no one on the planet right now that are living according to the way we are. I can guarantee that. So, and when I say this, I say that with the utmost respect and the utmost honor, because there are a lot of us brothers and sisters that are out here doing this. We're just at different levels of overstanding. Some of us are at a higher overstanding of certain things, and we have to come down and dumb ourselves down for the people, which I don't mind doing that. I like acting dumb. That's why I like to do all the time. I like doing that because that allows us to know as a people this ain't no scripted shit. They script all they shit. You got to remember the devil's in the details. So since they script all they shit, this is what happened. I started learning that shit though. I started learning what they were doing. And I was like, okay. So the more orderly we are as a people, the better it better be for our people. They're trying to take advantage of you guys. So, again, there's no other brother out here that's doing it on the capacity as I'm doing it. Now, you have a lot of our brothers and sisters that are out here that are doing it on a capacity that's really, really powerful. And I love them brothers and sisters that are doing it. But as far as the capacity that we have been able to be at, see, a lot of our brothers did not know certain things. So I learned certain things off of our brothers so I could take it a step further and do it according to a way that it will never hurt us ever in life again. And if we are obedient to the Most High Yahweh, Yahweh will provide for us in everything that we do. So these little funds that's out here that they got, this ain't shit. Remember, Yahweh gave us the abilities to come back to him so that we can be spoiled like the children we are. But see, you know, just like every spoiled child, they need to get their ass whooped so that they can get a reality check. That's why the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child. You hate the child. So we get our asses whooped all the time by Yahweh. We're always getting our ass whooped. And we've been whooped for 400 years. But those 400 years are over, ladies and gentlemen. And if you brothers and sisters are really, really, really honest about, you know, getting us out of this situation we are in, you will recognize that Real Talk Radio LLC now has the seal. And we got proof. So again, you can just go to Real Talk Radio LLC on you can go to the state of Illinois and you'll see that we're on it. So anyway, again, ladies and gentlemen, yo, live on the set. I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC, where our talk is always real. Have a great one.
All you gotta do is be real with yourself, and everything will be alright. You feel me? Real Talk Radio.
Yo, I'm your host, Brother Jeremiah with Real Talk Radio LLC. Where I talk.
Yo, this is for those cats that's out.
Very simple answer to one question. Do you hate all white people?
I don't think it's a fair question. The white man doesn't even come into my attitude. Mr. Muhammad teaches us to love our own kind and let the white man take care of himself. For a white man today, sir, after kidnapping millions of black people from Africa, stripping them of all human characteristics and relegating them to the role of cattle or animals, commodities, merchandise that could be bought and sold at will. And then 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, using every type of deceptive method to further us into slavery, called second-class citizenship, I think that it would take a whole lot of nerve for white people today to ask Negroes who they hate.
Legal or illegal?
Gotta get it.
Yeah.
Any way that I can get it. And if I gotta take it, I'ma make it.
walk this way.
Is that Prince Rakeem? Come here, Prince. What's today's mathematics?
Hey, yo, no disrespect, but we ain't in all of that, son.
Build, destroy. To build is to elevate the mentalities of self and those around self. To add positive energy to every nation. To build, you must first start from the root, which is the knowledge foundation, and add on to the highest peak. To destroy is to eliminate and destroy any and all negativity that enters my cipher of supreme harmony.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Come on, son. Love it.
I don't play about me. This season is all about continued growth and surrounding myself with energy that aligns with what I'm trying to achieve in my life. If it's toxic, I don't want it around me. If it's negative, I don't want it around me. If it's confusing or unfulfilling, I just don't want it around me. Right now, my biggest toxic trait is fuck around and never hear from me again. It's really like that. Listen, I love people, and I show everybody love. So if I stop fucking with you, that means you did too much. Because once you cross me, I can give two shits about an apology. Stay away from me.
Yo, live on the set, this is your co-host, Little Jeremiah, with Real Talk Radio, LLC, where our talk is always real.
Can I have your name and badge number?
Come here.
My name
Can I?
is Gonsalves.
What's your name and badge number?
It's right there. Are you filming it?
I said pass safety.
Okay.
Would you please have your sergeant come by, please?
Legal or illegal? Yeah. Anyway. Legal or illegal?
Yeah. Anyway.
Legal or illegal? Legal or illegal? Legal or illegal? Legal or illegal?
Real talk, real talk. All you gotta do is be real with yourself, and everything will be alright. You feel me? Real Talk Radio. Real Talk Radio.